Bryant is gonna take B. Mickey in and offer him a deal. Either him or us.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love BMF, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we'll be talking about BMF Season 2, Episode 9. This is the recap. Now I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And we got another banger episode, man. The two bodies got dropped off. Ty Washington and your girl Monique. And man, I told you guys last night, I don't understand what Monique thought she was doing with her game plan on Lamar. We knew it was just a matter of time before he caught up with her as far as trying to take him out. And that's exactly what he did. Once he realized she was trying to set him up, he said, you know what? You got to go. You know what I'm saying? So your girl Monique is not here. Her daughter Zoe is going to be heartbroken when she finds out the news about her moms. And they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do to Lamar next week. And we should be getting that conclusion of that storyline. And Ty Washington, that whole thing was just messed up. I mean, everything was going good, but one little thing can change everything around you. And we saw that in this latest episode. And do y'all think your boy Terry was wrong for, setting up that hit on B. Mickey? I understand wanting to take out B. Mickey, but throughout the whole season, Meech has told Terry to do certain things. And every time Terry does not listen to him and does what he wants, we see what happens. It's always bad things. I mean, it does not stop. Terry has made a lot of mistakes, and this is a very big mistake right here, in my opinion. So we're going to see what he's going to do in the season finale. And hopefully this time he listens to his brother, because if he doesn't, we already know what's going to be the outcome. But let's hop right into it. What did we see in episode 9? We know the boys was going to be going down to Atlanta to Freaknik, and they needed to find, some new people to push out these drugs. So, of course, they wanted to meet up with Ty Washington and your girl Goldie. But Meech, he's talking to Terry and telling him, like, look, we ain't taking out B. Mickey. Terry wants to take him out. And this is what I was just talking about. He doesn't want to listen. Now, they do agree to take B. Mickey down there with them, but they want him to stay. But we know Terry has his own agenda. He wants to take B. Mickey out no matter what Meech is talking about. Now, while they're on their way out there, Detective Bryant makes a phone call to Meech telling him what was going down. Like, you think that was a good idea to break in my house and put hands on my son? Of course, Meech is telling him, I don't know what you're talking about. And we know Detective Bryant, he's going to continue to be a problem for Meech until they finally figure this guy out. They got to handle him because he's not going to stop, and all it's going to do is yield more negative consequences, in my opinion. Now, Meech and Terry, they're racing down there to Atlanta. They having a good time. And I'm looking like, man, ain't no cops on the road. I mean, these guys are flying in those Corvettes. We see Katina, Monique's cousin. She's going to be down there with them. And I know she's going to be pissed off as well when she learns about what happened to her cousin. We can tell that B. Mickey is still pissed off, and he's worried about what Detective Bryant can do to him. And we know by the end of the episode, Meech wants to make sure they handle him for once and for all. Now, we get to Freaknik, and at first, it seems like everything was going well. We know one of the guys, I guess he's a part of the PA crew, Shane. He started to be very disrespectful to one of the ladies out there, and he's one of the reasons why Freaknik started to get bad in the first place. I mean, he's forcing himself on this girl. Meech sees it and gets pissed off. He goes over there and he checks him, and then out of nowhere, we see Remy, and this guy, he was pissed off that he was doing what he was doing, but Meech told him, look, I got it, don't worry about it. But it seemed like this dude wanted to smoke, like he wanted some issues with Meech, and Meech is telling him, like, look, we gonna handle him. If you want issues, we can add you to that list as well. The dude walks off, and then Meech tells Shane, like, look, you out the crew, you off this trip. You can't be a part of this, this organization anymore. And of course, Sterling has to tell him, like, yeah, you gotta go. And this Shane character, apparently he makes the PA boys a whole lot of money. But Meech tells him he can't be trusted. He'd be the first person to snitch if he was to get arrested. Now, Detective Bryant has bought a new safe. Kevin does notice the safe, but he's like, man, I don't want to go to school. I don't, feel protected at school. Hell, I don't even feel protected here. But Detective Bryant tells him, look, you need to continue to just fight to see another day, just like your little comic book character. So we know Kevin is still having issues. He's like, screw all that. I'm going to go and have a conversation with Detective Veronica Jen. And he tells her about the break-in and how he does not feel safe there. And, he's just scared. Let's just be honest. And he's wanting to go back to live with his moms, no matter what his dad is talking about. And he does tell Veronica Jen about, Detective Brian getting a new safe. So now she's thinking like, man, maybe I can find out what's going on because it's quite obvious he's hiding something, right? Now we get to Alvin and Lamar, and this scene had me cracking up. Alvin trying to watch his favorite TV show. Lamar ain't trying to hear it. He ain't making a lot of money because of Meech. And your boy Alvin is like, look, dude, you ain't paid me for nothing. I cremated Blackie with his stank self, and I ain't get a dime out of that. And Lamar, he loses it. He takes his TV, he throws it and breaks it, and he tells, Alvin to say something else. And he ain't paying him nothing. Boy, had me cracking up. And then we get to Lamar and Monique. This man done went out and got a ring. He brought Zoe $30,000 for a college fund. I mean, he ain't playing around. Monique is like, really? She can't believe what he's doing, and it's making it even harder for her to go through with this game plan. And he tells her he's going to try to be the man that she wants him to be, and they're going to just celebrate on that coke and have a good old time. But we know this game plan for Monique is not going to end well. Now we get to Meech, Terry, B, Mickey, and your girl Goldie down in Atlanta, and Meech needs her to help clean some money in one of her clubs, but she's like, look, I don't trust y'all like that. We ain't doing all that. But she does promise to help them out, and she wants to introduce them to Stephanie. She's like one of the biggest realtors down there in Atlanta, and she used to strip for Goldie. Your boy B, Mickey, he couldn't wait. He talking about what you doing, running a stripper success school. And Goldie, she took that boy to school, and she told him that's exactly what she's doing. She's teaching these young ladies to use their minds to get what they want and not just their bodies. And using their minds is the best tool that they got. And B, Mickey, he was like, oh, I didn't mean to disrespect, but y'all know Goldie, man, she's an OG. She ain't trying to hear all that, man. She just, taking the young cat to school, letting him know what time it is. Now, as Meech is coming back from the bathroom, he sees a lady coming out and is looking like she needs some help. She ain't looking good. We end up finding out later on in the episode that this lady is Goldie's sister, and she's taking care of her because she's dying of AIDS. And it's sad, you know what I'm saying? It's very sad, but it was scary at the same time because Meech is like, man, what's going on? And then the way Goldie closed the door, you knew this was serious. Now, Meech and Terry meet up with Ty Washington, and they need help, setting up shop down there and getting locals to help, push out this product. Ty Washington tells them he gonna see what he can do. Terry asks him, do he know an exterminator that can help them out, with the problem? And we know who that problem is B, Mickey. And Ty tells them he gonna see what he can do. He introduces them to his wife, Deanna, played by Young Miami, and she wants them to stay for dinner because Ty told her they're like family. Now we get to Lucille, and she's gonna be going out to dinner with Pastor Swift. And once again, it's another scene that had me cracking up. And Pastor Swift, he ain't thinking about no dinner at all. He just trying to clap those cheeks. Your boy Charles, he's like, when are you coming home? Lucille tells him, I am grown. I ain't got no curfew. Night. And the look on Charles's face, that boy, man, he was pissed off, y'all. He was pissed off. Now they go out to dinner, and Lucille tells, Pastor Swift about the affair and everything that's going on and how all the men in her life have broken her heart. This man put his hand on that knee, talking about, I got you covered. She was like, look, I don't need you to cover me. I just need some counsel. And after she did that, that man brought that bill to the table. And Pastor Swift's like, look, take that back and split it right down the middle. This man, Pastor Swift, man, he crazy. He is crazy. And he was talking about praise God. You know what I'm saying? So it goes to show you his true intentions on what he wants to do. And you can tell Lucille's like, man, I can't even talk to this dude because all he is trying to do is get up in this and take advantage of me. And all she was looking for was a little conversation and some counsel. Now, we get to Detective Veronica Jen and Detective Bryant, and she goes over there. They start to hook up, but she just wants to get close until she can find out what's really going down with that safe and if she can find any evidence on who really broke into his spot. Now, we get to Lamar and Monique and this game plan. This stupid game plan that she had to take him out. It just did not work because now she's pulled out some crack talking about you should smoke it. And Lamar ain't stupid. You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, how about you go first? You know what I'm saying? And once she brought it out, he already knew what time it was. He knew she was trying to set him up. And then all of a sudden, he starts to choke her out. And she's fighting. She's fighting for her life. She is hitting this dude with all types of stuff. Hitting with that urn full of Blackie's ashes. And Lamar is just not letting go. He takes your girl Monique out just like that. And man, it's a damn shame to what happened to her, but we all knew it was coming eventually. And I told y'all, her daughter, Zoe, is going to be very upset when she finds out about this. Now, Detective Veronica Jen, she waits till Detective Bryant goes to sleep. She goes into his closet to where that safe is at, and she notices a wristband of a hospital. She knows that B. Mickey was there. He was the one that broke in, and she will confront him later on in the episode. But she does go back and lay down. We can tell Detective Bryant knows she was snooping around. Now, Meech is having a conversation with Ty Washington about his chain. He notices that it is fake, but Ty tells him, like, look, man, my son got this for me, so I wear it around my neck. And he tells him he's just doing it just out of love and how, you know, family and home life are the things that he values. And Meech is like, okay, I feel it. And he's like, look, why don't you come to Magic City with me? Let's celebrate. You got to go out with your boy before we head back. And that's what ends up happening. And I'm looking like, man, I wasn't really thinking nothing about it when this was going down. But to see him get taken out, it made it even worse when it was all said and done. Now, Lamar calls Alvin over to help him out. And he sees that he done took Monique up out of here. And he's like, look, I guess I can help you cremate her. But he's like, man, why did you do this? Like, are you stupid? And Lamar, he goes and he answers the phone. And I'm thinking like, dude, like, what are you doing? And it's Zoe. She's calling. She wants to talk to her moms. And once she heard Lamar pick up that phone, you can already tell she knew something was not right. And she's going to be devastated when she finds out the news about her moms, man. It's just sad. Now, Veronica Jen confronts Detective Bryant about the truth that B. Mickey was the one that came into a spot. She saw the hospital wristband and she wants to know all the details about his mom's, like what's going down. And Detective Bryant just tells her everything about B. Mickey's mom and what really happened, how he took her out of the facility and, you know, took her back to the original facility and, you know, what could happen. Now, she tells him she just wants the truth. She wants transparency. She wants to know what's going on. And of course, he's talking about, I want to tell you everything from now on and whatever. She tells him this is strike two. She's not going to put in a statement, at least for right now. But if he slips up once again with not telling her what's going on, y'all know she's going to go and probably just rat the boy out. Now, we get to your boy B. Mickey, Meech. They're back at Freaknik and they run into a character named Dice. And Meech wants to do business with him. B. Mickey acted kind of funny, like, I don't trust the dude. I don't really know him like that, so I ain't going to dap him up. But Meech is telling Dice, like, look, man, meet us at Magic City tonight and we can discuss business. So it's definitely looking real good for your boy Meech as far as doing business with new characters. This is exactly what he wanted to do. Now, we get to Mabel Jones. She comes back to Lucille's house to drop off that skillet. And she was trying to get up out of there real quick. But Lucille wants to talk to her about Charles and the affair. Just trying to have conversation just to vent. But Mabel Jones, she slipped up. She pulled out those matches that had the Easy Rest Motel on it. And once she did that, I already knew it was over. And all Lucille could do at first was just, you know, look like, okay, I know what time it is. She was the one that broke up my happy home. And Lucille had me crack it up. She was like, I thought the whole time Charles was, you know, building you a shed, but the whole time he was patching up those dry walls. So Mabel Jones, she was exposed out there. She couldn't really say anything. Lucille had that skillet. And for a moment, I thought she was going to bust her upside her head because she was really about that life. She was that upset. And then after Mabel Jones leaves, Lucille took that guitar and she destroyed it. She tired of hearing that music. She tired of this man not fixing his house up. And now it's time to go ahead and let all this anger out. Charles gonna come downstairs talking about, I love you though. And she tells him, all the love that I have for you, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? She don't love him no more. And this is pretty much over. What y'all think about this? I mean, your boy Raw Dog Charles, he had a hell of a season. This whole storyline between the two, it was very interesting. And to see his reactions each and every week when Mabel Jones came around, it was priceless, man. It was definitely priceless. And it was one of the best storylines of the season. Even though he was creeping around, it was a very entertaining storyline to watch. Now, Terry meets up with this hitman. He pays him the money to take out B. Snitchy. And this dude, you would think he would know what he was doing, but the way that he executed the game plan, it was straight up trash. I don't understand what he was thinking, but it definitely did not work out. We get to Magic City and B. Mickey, he notices that Terry is talking to this guy. He doesn't know who he is, but he's definitely got his eyes on him, especially since he doesn't have the best relationship with Terry and he's never seen this guy before. Now, Cantina introduces her friend Dila to your boy Meech, and she dances there in order for her to pay off her tuition. And She wants Meech, so they go to the black light room and he claps her cheeks. This girl was on one. She was not playing around. Meech ended up paying her some money before they went in there, and he got his money's worth. And she tells him, I know they call you Meech, but now I'm gonna call you Big Meech. Now Goldie introduces Meech and Terry to the realtor Stephanie that she was telling them about, because we know they want some property in order for them to set up shop down there in Atlanta, which is a smart move. And I think something's gonna go down with this realtor and Meech. Now, Goldie does tell Meech about her sister, all the details. She has AIDS and she's been, looking out for her, taking care of her. Meech tells her that's tough, but she tells Meech, yeah, it is. But when you love someone, you go the extra mile for them. And Meech, he took that advice in consideration, especially in this episode. Now we see Remy, he's pissed off that Meech and Terry are in there and he knows that they're setting up shop. So you already know he wants to ruin their game plan. Now, B. Mickey goes outside and he notices that hitman out there was plotting and planning. I mean, anybody could have noticed this dude was doing something. I mean, look at him. Look at this guy. Look how he's walking. You know he about to do something. He starts shooting. He misses B. Mickey. People are getting shot at. All of a sudden, we see Remy and his boys. They start shooting. Meech and them, they start shooting back. So now we got a shootout outside of Magic City. And it's not looking too good. They're looking for Ty Washington. And then they notice he ended up getting shot. And I'm looking like, man, really? Like, out of all the people, he get hit and they got to go. You know what I'm saying? Meech wants to stay there and, make sure that he's going to be all right. But they got to get up out of there because he's just not going to make it. And after all this went down, Meech went back to his spot and told his wife that he was shot and he did not make it. And she was pissed off. She slaps Meech right in the face. She tells him, whoever did this, I want them to pay. Of course, Meech is like, look, I got it. I'm going to fix it, whatever. I mean, I know a lot of people, they was dogging out your girl, Young Miami, on the internet saying she can't act. They couldn't take this scene serious. I mean, as I was watching it, I'm looking like, man, I was more emotional than she was. I felt like I lost somebody. But, hey, it is what it is, man. She said she was taking this serious and it wasn't a moment where, she was laughing, because people were saying, was she laughing or was she crying? I mean, people couldn't figure it out. But moments like this, I mean, just use it as motivation to do better on the next go around and, improve on what you're doing. Now, after that, we see your boy B. Mickey pull out the strap on Terry. He tells him like, look, I know you hired that guy to take me out. I ain't having it. I'm going to get my payback right here and right now. Of course, Terry's going to deny it. Like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about. And once that happened, we see your boy Meech pull out his strap and he tells B. Mickey to drop the gun. And B. Mickey tells him like, look, man, I will die for you if I got to, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Even though we went through so much, I will still die for you. And we know Terry is telling Meech to take him out. Take him out. But Meech can't do it. He says, screw that. I'm not about to lose another brother. We got to focus on what's really causing all of us to break up. And the common denominator of all of this is your boy Detective Bryant. So they're going to figure out a way to neutralize him in the next episode. Now, Terry gets the call about Boom being arrested. And now he's very afraid because he knows once Boom sees the picture of him and Markeisha, it's pretty much over. And he was right. Boom could not wait to tell them what he knew about Terry. He told them that Terry and Meech took K9's plug. And once they got that information, they knew that they were going to put that pressure on K9, and that is their game plan in this next episode. But we know K9, he ain't going to slip up. K9 ain't going to snitch in my opinion. I think he's going to be loyal to Meech, and we're going to find out in next week's episode. But what do y'all think about episode 9? All these different storylines, they're coming to a conclusion. They're going to have to figure out what they're going to do with Lamar, Detective Bryant, and of course, what's going to happen with B. Mickey when it's all said and done. Now, we will continue to talk about BMF Season 2 in the next few days. Of course, I will be going over the episode 10 trailer, and I'm going to give you guys that what to expect video. But I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.